I want to break up with my girlfriend because of her disgusting erotic fetish. So, where do I even start? I met my current girlfriend through a friend from work. He's goth, but he doesn't dress up for the office, only for parties, and he's always posting pictures. I always see that there are women at the parties he goes to. When I was a teenager, I was emo, always into bands, and I even dated an emo girl back in the day. I told my friend to take me to the bar he always goes to. Let's call him Mauricio. I basically invited myself, LOL. I don't have that style, I go to the gym. My hair is growing, but not too much. I can do some hairstyles. It felt like destiny. I put on black clothes, a Slipknot band tee, LOL, I have nothing goth, and went with him. There was this older woman he was seeing, and her friend, Karina. Real name? Who cares, LOL. I hit it off with Karine, we talked a lot, had some drinks, made out, and I got her WhatsApp. I started going out with her, and before I knew it, we were getting serious. The relationship just happened naturally. One day, we were already calling each other love, and she was always coming over to my place. But exactly 3 weeks ago, she told me about a weird fetish. Man, this is hard to say. She likes farting in my face. At first, I thought it was a joke. But every time we get down to business, the warm-up is just farts in my face. And it takes a while. Not to mention the smell that stays in the room. The other day, my mom walked in and said, "What's this horrible smell in your room?" When she left, Karine said, "Wow, your mom was so rude. She must be talking about my clothes, my long socks." And I told her, "That's not it. I'm exhausted, man." When she says she's staying over for the weekend, my heart starts racing. And not out of excitement, out of pure panic, because I already know what's coming. Fart sessions right in my face. I'm afraid she'll tell people about this. What will Mauricio think? I know his friends. We go downtown together sometimes. I've made some good friendships. But if she tells them she does this to me, the guys are going to laugh. And what am I supposed to do? Fight them? It's complicated. I don't want to break up with her. She's hot, goth, and has a great butt. But this fetish is driving me crazy. She's coming over on Friday, and she's already texting me to get my face ready because Friday is blast time. It sounds like a joke. I wish it was. But if I break up with her, I don't know if I'll find another girlfriend. I was single for a long time before her. Let's just say she's my first real girlfriend. Before her, it was just casual flings. Haven't told anyone, not even Mauricio. If I do, my reputation with them is over. The guys think I'm cool and say I'm adapting to the style. And thanks to them, I have friends. I really like Karine, but this is getting harder and harder to deal with. I had been stalling all day, not knowing how to bring this up with Karine. Just thinking about it made my stomach turn. It wasn't just about her weird fetish, but also about how everything had spiraled out of my control. I was becoming paranoid. The smell seemed to linger in my room even when she wasn't there. Every time I saw her name pop up on my phone, my chest tightened. That wasn't normal in a relationship, right? But I liked her. It wasn't just the goth look or the fact that she had an amazing butt, although that definitely helped, but because aside from this madness, we actually got along well. She was fun, smart, had a dark sense of humor that made me laugh. But this thing was driving me insane. So I took a deep breath and decided I had to talk to her. Before it was too late, I sent her a message. "Karine, I need to talk to you." She replied almost immediately. "What's up, love? Friday's coming up. I'm so excited to see you." My God. She was actually looking forward to torturing me with that disgusting ritual. I thought about how to phrase it without sounding like a jerk, but there was no way around it. No matter how I put it, I had to be direct. So, it's about that. The whole fart thing. I can't do it anymore. I saw she was online typing, then stopped, then started again. My heart was pounding like I was about to break up with her. Finally, she replied, "What about it?" I squeezed my phone, shut my eyes for a second. What about it? Karine, seriously, I tried, but I just can't. Every time we're together, it happens. I get nervous before seeing you because I know what's coming. I'm not comfortable with it, and I need you to understand that. She didn't reply for a while. I pictured her sitting in her room, maybe laughing, maybe angry, maybe not even taking this seriously. Then she finally texted back, "I thought you liked it." That caught me off guard. What? When? How? Never, at any point, had I shown any enjoyment in this. I had just endured it. "Karine, when did I ever give you that idea?" She took a while and then answered, "You never complained before." Oh, great. So I was trapped in this nightmare because I had been too polite? Fantastic. I didn't complain because I thought it was a phase that you'd stop. But now, every time you start this whole ritual, and I just can't do it anymore. She saw the message but didn't reply. My heart was racing. Was she about to break up with me? Was she going to get mad and tell everyone? Finally, she answered, So you want me to change who I am? Oh, here we go. Kareen, liking a certain style of clothing, music, or type of hangout is who you are. But this is a habit, and habits can be changed. She went quiet again. Then after a while she said, if you really loved me, you'd accept it. I didn't know whether to laugh or lose my mind. So if I loved her, I was supposed to just accept being tortured every time we were together? I replied, already frustrated. If you really loved me, you'd respect my boundaries. She saw it, didn't reply, stayed online, went offline, came back. I knew I was poking a hornet's nest, but I couldn't pretend this was okay anymore. Almost. Half an hour later, she finally texted back, let's talk in person on Friday. I wanted to tell her we didn't need to, that everything was already clear, but maybe it was better this way. I could explain it properly, face to face. But something about her message unsettled me. She didn't seem angry or upset. Her message felt off, and that's when things started getting worse. I swear I thought about running away. I'm not even exaggerating. Friday arrived, and for a brief moment, I seriously considered just disappearing, leaving the country, changing my identity, becoming a monk in Tibet, anything to avoid what was about to happen. But no. There I was, sitting on my bed, staring at the ceiling, while my phone vibrated with a message I already knew by heart. I'm here, love. The skull emoji. A warning sign. I got up slowly, feeling a chill down my spine. My social life, my dignity, and most importantly, my respiratory system all depended on how I handled this conversation. I opened the door, and there she was. Kareen in her classic goth outfit, with a massive bag over her shoulder. I swallowed hard. Hey, my love, she said, all sweet, walking in like nothing had happened. Hey! My voice came out shaky. She threw her bag on the floor, took off her jacket, and flopped onto my bed, stretching out. Ugh, I'm so tired. I need to lie down for a bit. It was now or never. I took a deep breath. Kareen, I wanted to talk about what we discussed. Oh, that? She rolled her eyes. Ugh, you're being so dramatic. I thought we'd just have a chill conversation and sort it out. Yeah, chill. I nodded, trying not to look like a man on the verge of a nervous breakdown. She sat up, crossed her legs, and gave me a serious look. Look, I really thought you liked it. You never complained, you know? I thought it was like our thing. Our thing. Kareen, for the love of God, at what point did this become a relationship ritual? This isn't like lighting candles before bed or having video calls. Every night, she scoffed. Well, you like weird things too. You're into the gym, and I never judged you for that. Going to the gym is not the same as being subjected to a chemical warfare attack every time we're together, Kareen. Ugh, you're so dramatic. She rolled her eyes, crossing her arms. It's not like I do it in public. I only do it with you because I trust you. Oh, wow, what a fantastic privilege. She went quiet for a moment. So, you really want me to stop? I clasped my hands together, trying to contain my excitement that we were finally getting somewhere. Yes, exactly that. I want us to stay together, but without that. She stared at me, studying me, and then she made a face that put me on high alert. All right, I blinked. Really? Yeah. Like, it's done? You accept? She gave me a weird smile. Yeah, she paused dramatically. But you have to do something for me in return. Oh no. What? I asked, immediately suspicious. She leaned forward, cupping my face in her hands. You have to go full goth. Black clothes, accessories, makeup, the whole deal. No more gym bro aesthetic. My eyes widened. Kareen, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about. She grinned. Oh, but it has everything to do with me. You want me to give up my fetish? I want you to fully embrace the goth style. Fair trade. I was in shock. Trading my nasal freedom for a complete goth makeover? Kareen, that's not fair. Oh, but being a supportive boyfriend requires sacrifices. She winked, pulling out her phone and opening the camera. Come here, let's test some black eyeliner. I felt my soul leave my body. The problem was that I was so desperate to get out of the toxic gas chamber experience that my brain actually started considering her offer. Was it worth it? Maybe I could pretend to like it until she forgot about the deal. Fine, but nothing crazy. I gave in, feeling my destiny being rewritten in gothic font. Kareen clapped her hands in excitement. Yay! Now come here. I brought a corset for you to try on. Okay, maybe I had made a terrible deal. I tried. I swear I tried. I spent the entire weekend dressed like an extra in an Evanescence music video. Kareen made me wear a long trench coat, chains around my neck, spiked bracelets, and even a lace shirt that, according to her, was a gothic classic. I looked at myself in the mirror and saw a guy who had clearly lost a bet. The worst part? I got seen. On Monday, I went downtown to meet up with Mauricio and the guys, like we always did. I figured if I just wore black and avoided the most dramatic accessories, no one would notice. Big mistake. I had barely arrived when I heard, "Yo, since when does Dracula walk around in daylight?" Laughter. Immediate and loud. "Dude, are you heading to a The Cure concert or just shopping for black candles? Bro, why do you look like a Tim Burton villain?" Mauricio was the only one not laughing, but that was because he was too busy looking me up and down with pure disappointment. Man, what happened to you? I wanted to disappear. Not in a dramatic gothic way. I literally wanted to evaporate and cease to exist. Nothing, man. I'm just trying out a new style. Trying out a new style? One of them repeated, pointing at me. You look like you just left a band that never released an album. More laughter. I could feel my social credibility slipping away. I looked at Mauricio, hoping for some backup, but he just sighed. You're dating Karine, aren't you? I stayed silent. He shook his head. I knew it. First, you started showing up at goth events, and now you're dressing like this. Dude, she's changing you. I wanted to argue, but damn it, he was right. Karine was molding me. I never wanted to dress like this. Never wanted to trade my gym shirts and jeans for an outfit that made me look like a depressed vampire. Hey man, if you need help escaping this cult, just blink twice. One of the guys joked. I laughed, but it was a nervous laugh, because deep down, I knew they were right. I couldn't do this anymore. The next day, I went back to my usual clothes. Sneakers, jeans, and a plain black t-shirt with nothing gothic about it. Just normal. I looked in the mirror and felt a wave of relief. Finally, I looked like myself again. When Karine arrived at my place, I noticed she scanned me from head to toe and raised an eyebrow. But to my surprise, she didn't say anything. Not a single comment, no jokes, nothing. We went about our day as if everything was normal. She acted like nothing had happened, and I knew that wasn't true. That night, I couldn't take it anymore and asked, "So, are you okay with this?" She gave me a confused look. "What do you mean?" "I don't know. I just thought you'd say something about my clothes." She smiled slightly and shrugged. "Oh no, I don't care about that. Wear whatever you want." Lies. Lies. I knew her well enough to tell she was holding something back, but she was pretending like everything was fine, and that made me even more nervous. I knew something was off. Ever since I went back to dressing like a normal person, Karine hadn't said anything. No jokes, no complaints, nothing. Impossible. There was no way she was fine with this. I had been thinking about it all day, but when the night came, Karine decided to surprise me. "Stay in the room, I'll be right back," she said with a mysterious smile. Suspicious. Very suspicious. If there was one thing I had learned in these past months of dating, it was that when Karine smiled like that, something really good or really traumatic was about to happen. So I waited. I sat on the bed, mentally preparing myself for whatever was coming. The bathroom door was closed. I heard some noises, fabrics moving, maybe a zipper, and then she stepped out. And, man, I completely forgot about my paranoia. She was wearing black lingerie, all lace, with those thigh-high stockings. She looked like she had walked straight out of an R-rated movie. My brain went into full system failure. "What's wrong?" she asked, leaning slightly, giving me that look. All I could say was, "Wow." Karine smirked and walked over, straddling me. "I think we need some time just for us, don't you? You've been so stressed lately." My brain shut down completely. I forgot about the goth outfits, the drama. I forgot about everything. The only thought in my mind was, this is the greatest moment of my life. She started kissing me, and as things heated up, she whispered in my ear, "How about we do that thing that starts with 6 and ends with 9? If my brain was already malfunctioning, this completely fried it. I did not see that coming, but honestly, there was no way I was saying no. The night was looking very promising. Karine knew exactly how to push the right buttons, and at that point, I had forgotten all my suspicions. Things escalated quickly. We moved into position. Everything was perfect. And then, the sound was so loud and so close that it took me a second to process what had just happened. And then, the smell hit me. My entire body froze. My soul left my body and floated up to the ceiling. No, no, no. She farted right on my face in that position. My reaction was pure survival instinct. Without thinking, I shoved Karine off me and rolled onto the floor, coughing, desperately trying to breathe. "Oh my God, Karine, no!" She fell onto the bed, laughing so hard she couldn't breathe. Ha 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 ha, I'm sorry. I couldn't hold it. I was in shock. My brain refused to accept what had just happened. Did you plan this? I shouted, still gasping for air. She could barely talk between her laughter. No! Ha ha ha! It was an accident. I swear. Karine, this is exactly why I wanted to talk about it. I wanted this to stop. Wiping away tears from laughing, she looked at me and said, "But babe, before that, you were enjoying it, weren't you?" I closed my eyes, trying to find the last bit of patience left in my soul. Yes, I had been enjoying it, until I got hit with an unexpected biological attack. You ruined everything, Karine, I muttered, sitting on the floor still trying to process the horror I had just survived. She tried to stop laughing and leaned toward me. "Aw, babe, don't be like that. Want to keep going?" I looked at her. Then I looked at the bed, which now felt like a contaminated war zone. I got up, took a deep breath, and walked to the window, opened it all the way, sticking my head outside, inhaling fresh air like I had just escaped a burning building. "I need a moment," I whispered. And Karine, still lying on the bed, kept laughing her head off. "That's it. It's over." After what happened that night, I spent hours trying to convince myself that it was an accident, a one-time thing. But no, it was a pattern, a cycle of terror that I needed to escape. So the next day, I gathered my courage and talked to Karine. "Look, Karine, I really like you, but I can't do this anymore." She blinked, confused. "What? Do what?" "Us." She frowned. "Wait, are you breaking up with me?" I swallowed hard. "Yeah." She stared at me for a few seconds. Then she sighed and smiled. Okay. That's it? No questions? No, what did I do wrong? No tears? She accepted it way too easily. And that terrified me. "Okay," I repeated, suspicious. She shrugged. "Okay, if you think it's the best thing for you, then fine." My gut told me this wasn't normal, but at the same time, I wasn't going to complain. I expected drama, yelling, maybe even emotional blackmail. But no, she just accepted it, which meant I was free, or so I thought. The next day, I met up with Mauricio and the guys downtown. I needed to vent. I sat down at the table with them and dropped the bomb. I broke up with Karine. Mauricio's eyes widened. "What? Seriously?" The others looked shocked too. "Damn, bro, you guys seemed solid." "Yeah, I thought you'd last longer." I shook my head, sighed, and took a sip of my drink. I couldn't do it anymore. There were things I just couldn't accept. The guys went silent for a moment, exchanging glances. Something felt off. They looked thoughtful, but at the same time, there was something in their expressions. A suspicious look. Finally, one of them spoke. "Bro, can we ask you something?" I swallowed. "Yeah, sure." He hesitated a bit before saying, "Was it because of something specific?" I froze. They knew. Did Karine already tell someone? I tried to stay calm and act clueless. "What do you mean?" He scratched his neck. "I don't know. We just want to know if it was like something she did that bothered you." Mauricio cleared his throat and looked directly at me. "Dude, be honest. Was it because of the fart thing?" My world collapsed. I almost spit out my drink. "How the hell did they know?" "What?" My voice cracked. "Relax, man. We're not judging you." That's exactly what they were doing. My face burned. There was no escape. I sighed and slumped in my chair. Yeah, it was because of that. The guys exchanged looks, and then the worst happened. They tried to hold it in, but they couldn't. First, one snickered, then another, and within seconds the whole table was laughing. I sank deeper into my chair. Shame, humiliation, the end of my dignity. Damn, bro, this is a first. You broke up because you were a victim of chemical warfare. Man, I knew she was goth, but I didn't know she was into punk that much. Dude, you weren't dating a girl. You were dating a biological weapon. Mauricio, who had been trying to hold back, finally burst out laughing. I covered my face with my hands. "I hate you. Guys!" And they just laughed harder. The guys did not stop laughing for at least 5 minutes. I sat there, completely defeated, slumped in my chair while they enjoyed the worst trauma of my life. "Dude, seriously, you should write a book about this," one of them said, wiping away tears from laughing. "How I survived a biological weapon disguised as my girlfriend," added another, making the whole table burst into laughter again. Mauricio, still recovering, patted my shoulder. "Bro, I swear I'm laughing because it's funny, but I get it. That must have been traumatic." I just shook my head. "You guys have no idea. My body still feels the side effects. Now that I think about it, you never looked 100% happy these past few weeks," one of the guys said. "Obviously." I interrupted, exasperated. Imagine living in constant fear of being hit with mustard gas every time your girlfriend came over! The guys erupted in laughter again. Okay, man, we promise this stays between us, all right? Mauricio said, still grinning. I looked at him, skeptical. For real? Yeah, bro. We can mess with you, but we have a code. This doesn't leave this table. We don't want the whole world knowing you almost died of intoxication by love. Besides, no one would believe it. I sighed, relieved. At least my reputation would remain somewhat intact. Somewhat. Because every time I spoke, they still gave me that smirking look. Bro, seriously, how did you last so long? I stared into the distance. The million-dollar question. How? How? Did I let this happen? Me, a guy with at least some dignity, who always tried to keep his self-respect intact, had spent months enduring something that any normal person would have run from at the first sign of danger. And why? The answer came to me instantly. Because Karine was insanely hot. And I knew that was the most pathetic answer possible. Yes, the power of female beauty had made me put up with chemical torture, nights of terror, and anxiety attacks every time she said she was coming over. I spent a long time reflecting on my dating history, trying to figure out where I went wrong. And worse, why did such a gorgeous woman have to have such a cursed fetish? She had everything. A perfect body, that mysterious aura, that seductive attitude, and a fetish that ruined everything. Life was unfair, and after a lot of thinking, I made a decision. Never again. Guys, I swear, I am never dating a goth girl again. Never. They laughed, of course. Haha, yeah, sure, said the same guy who last week called goth girls the most beautiful women on earth. Yeah, well, they're also the most dangerous ones. Come on, bro. If you found a goth girl who was just goth, no weird fetishes, you'd still go for it, right? I stayed silent, because honestly, I didn't know the answer. The trauma was still too fresh. Maybe one day I'd look back and laugh about this. But at that moment, fear outweighed any aesthetic attraction. I don't know, man, I answered truthfully. All I know is that I never want to go through that again. The guys nodded, still trying to hold back their laughter. Life went on as usual, but I knew that every time I spoke in the group chat, every time we hung out, every time someone made a random joke, someone would look at me and remember. And I knew that every time I saw a goth girl in the street, I'd feel a small wave of panic. Days passed, and little by little, I started leaving that whole mess behind. The guys still teased me from time to time, of course, but they kept their word. They didn't tell anyone else. Life was finally going back to normal. No more stress, no more fear, no more living in constant anxiety about being hit with another biological attack in my own home. I was finally free, or at least, that's what I thought. Because one day, out of nowhere, Karine texted me, after weeks of complete silence. Her message was short, seemingly harmless. Hey, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Immediately, I knew something was off. This wasn't normal. We hadn't spoken since the breakup. Not a single word. Something didn't add up. Still, I responded cautiously. I'm good. How about you? She replied, almost instantly. Oh, I'm great. Just wanted to mention something. I've been thinking, what if people found out the real reason we broke up? And right then, I felt a chill go down my spine. My brain went into full alert mode. There it was, the real Karine. The Karine who had never actually accepted the breakup as easily as she had pretended. The Karine who wanted revenge. I took a deep breath, trying to keep my cool, not let her have power over me. So I played it calm. What do you mean? And then she dropped the bomb. Oh, nothing. Just wondering what would happen if it wasn't just your friends who knew. What if your coworkers found out? Or the guys at your gym? Imagine everyone knowing the real reason you broke up with me. That could be interesting. My heart skipped a beat. For a moment, paranoia kicked in. If that story got out, I was done for. But then, I had an idea. If she wanted to play this game, I could play too. So without hesitation, I responded, go ahead. It'll be fun watching everyone find out that you're the one with the fetish. I hit send and waited. The seconds felt like hours. Karine didn't reply instantly this time. I knew exactly what was going through her head. She didn't want people to know. She just wanted to humiliate me, but she never considered that this could backfire. A few more minutes passed before her reply finally came. Ugh, you're so annoying. Then another message. Whatever. I won't say anything. And of course the classic. But you lost an amazing woman. I smirked, feeling an overwhelming sense of peace. This time it was truly over. Without hesitation, I blocked her number and finally closed that chapter of my life for good. I stood up, walked to the mirror, and stared at my reflection. There he was, a free man, free from stress, free from fear, free from the worst mistake of my life. And, as I had promised myself, never again with a goth girl. Time passed, and I really thought I was free. Karine had disappeared from my life. The guys had stopped teasing me so much, and I was finally starting to feel normal again. I could go out without fear, sleep peacefully, and best of all, I no longer had to worry about unexpected biological attacks. Life moved on. I got back into the gym, met new girls, and started completely erasing that embarrassing chapter from my life. But then came the shock. It all started when one of my friends sent me a message. "Bro, look at this." I was at the gym when I saw the notification. I opened the link and my heart dropped. It was a Reddit post, a massive post, with thousands of upvotes and comments. And the worst part, it was about me. The title alone made me want to bury myself alive. I was betrayed by a toxic, controlling guy who couldn't accept the real me. Oh my God. I clicked on the post, and with each word I read, my rage grew. Karine had rewritten history. In her version of events, I was the villain. She painted me as a super controlling guy, someone who tried to change her, criticized her appearance, made her feel bad about herself, and then broke up with her in the coldest way possible without a single explanation. And of course, she dropped this gem. In the end, he dumped me because he couldn't handle my freedom in our relationship. All I ever wanted was to be myself, to feel comfortable with the person I loved, but he wanted me to fit into his little mold. When he realized he couldn't control me, he just threw me away. What? She made it sound like I broke up with her for no reason? And the whole fetish thing? She completely ignored it, or worse, she twisted it into something else at one point. In her post, she actually wrote, "He kept saying I had weird habits and made me feel ashamed of them. He said I should change, that my way of expressing myself was disgusting. I just wanted to be loved for who I am, but he rejected me. Are you kidding me?" I could feel my blood boiling. The post had thousands of comments, and every single one of them was on her side. Men like this are the worst. You deserve so much better, girl. Gross. Controlling guys are such red flags. He was probably insecure. I bet she was way hotter than him. And the worst one of all, honestly, if I were her ex, I'd be proud to be the guy she farted on. He didn't deserve her. What the hell? At that moment, I realized I was doomed. Karina had flipped the entire story and turned herself into the victim, and it didn't stop there. Within a few days, I noticed things were starting to leak into my real life. People I knew started looking at me weird. Some guys at the gym chuckled when I walked by. Even coworkers started acting differently. Then came the worst moment of all. I was sitting in the office break room scrolling through my phone when one of my coworkers casually walked by and dropped a bomb in front of everyone. "So bro, have you recovered from your goth trauma, or are you still in therapy?" The whole room erupted in laughter. I wanted to die. At that moment, I realized I had lost. Karine had actually spread the story. And not only that, she had done it in a way that made me look like an absolute villain. My blood was boiling, but at the same time, I felt completely powerless. What was I supposed to do? Go on Reddit and comment under her post, telling everyone the truth? No one would believe me. The internet had already made up its mind. Try to explain. It in person? That would just make things worse and give people even more to talk about. There was no escape. I had lost. And the worst part? Karine had won. That night, I went home feeling completely defeated. For the first time, I actually wanted revenge. But at the same time, I just wanted this to go away, like a mistake you try to forget. But the world refuses to let you. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, trying to figure out where my life went wrong. And all because I fell for a hot goth girl. I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and accepted my fate. Time passed, and I learned to live with the shame. At first, it felt like this story would never die. It was like everyone knew. No matter where I went, work, the gym, hanging out with friends, there was always someone giving me a side glance, smirking, or worse, making a joke right to my face. So bro, did you finally recover from your gas trauma? Careful, man. What if your next girlfriend is another walking bomb? Dude, I hope you invested in a good air purifier. The guys never missed an opportunity. Even people who weren't that close to me started cracking jokes. There were days when I'd walk into the gym, and out of nowhere, I'd hear someone exaggerating their voice for dramatic effect. "Brothers, do you smell that in the air? Could it be him?" And the whole place would erupt in laughter. I hated it more than anything. But the worst part? I couldn't do anything. If I got mad, they'd laugh even harder. If I tried to explain, it would only make things worse. So I did the only thing I could do. I laughed along when I could. I pretended I didn't care. I waited for the story to die down. But over time, I started noticing something strange. The jokes weren't just about me anymore. They started shifting. People stopped laughing only at me and began laughing at Karine. The turning point started small. First, there were a few skeptical comments on Reddit. Wait, but what exactly was she doing that he thought was gross? This story doesn't add up. Was he controlling, or did he just not want something specific? Anyone got the other side of the story? And then finally, the truth spread. And that's when the game changed. Karine wasn't the victim anymore. She became the joke. And then came the bombshell. Literally, because one day one of the guys in our group chat sent a message. "Bro, is this real?" I opened the link and instantly I burst out laughing. Karine was pregnant, and not just that. She was now being called Female Oppenheimer, the mother of the bomb. I couldn't believe it. Apparently, after me, she found another guy. And guess what? The cycle repeated. He found out about the fetish and dumped her. But before that, she got pregnant. And somehow, the internet found out. The meme was born naturally. I mean, if people were already calling her a bomb, now she had literally exploded. Memes started flooding the internet. Videos, edits. Twitter, or X, whatever it's called now, was in chaos. And the best part? Someone took a scene from the Oppenheimer movie and changed the subtitle to, "Now I have become the mother of the bomb," and the internet lost it. Everyone jumped on the joke. Imagine being the child of female Oppenheimer. Does this kid have superpowers? One day that baby is going to find out what made their mom famous. Stay strong, little one. And what about the baby's father? Did he escape to a bunker? And me? I laughed. I laughed so hard. Not because I wanted her to suffer, but because finally karma had done its job. What used to be an embarrassing nightmare for me was now a legendary internet story. And I was finally free. For a while, it was the funniest thing ever. Anytime someone brought up Oppenheimer, the group chat would go, "Nah, man, the real bomb was something else." But over time, the story faded. People stopped talking about it. Karine disappeared from the internet. The memes stopped circulating. Life moved on, and so did I. Even the jokes slowed down. Now when I look back, it's crazy to think that this once took over my life. Back then, it felt like the end of the world. But now I just laugh. Now it's just another ridiculous story to tell. And honestly, it was worth it.